This is a free first section of the course that I just made on Udemy on how to make 2D game environments the easiest way using Photoshop for beginners. For now, you can enjoy and watch this first section, but if you want to have the full course, you will have a discount code below in the description. Are you ready to take your 2D art skills to the next level? I'm Saif, a 2D and UI game artist with 4 years of experience, and I'm representing the ultimate guide to making your own 2D game environments course that will teach you everything you need to make your own 2D environments the simplest way using Photoshop. Even if you are a complete beginner, I will be guiding you all the way on how 2D environments are built, from backgrounds, buildings, props, and also how to make your own level inside Unity and added some beautiful effects to make your environment alive and gorgeous. So what are you waiting for? Let's jump in and get started. In this new series of videos, I will teach you how to make your own 2D game environments the simplest way using Photoshop. So as you can see, this is our final look for our environment in Photoshop, but eventually we will import it into Unity and make it a lot better and alive using some post-processing, visual effects, and particle system. So the environment is built by many different layers. So as you can see, we have the stairs here, we have the light, we have the boxes and props, as you can see here. We have the buildings, so many different buildings, and of course the ground and the backgrounds. We have two types of them, so we will start by making our first lecture by making the backgrounds. So let's open a new file here. Let's go to new and let's choose a 1080p canvas and let's hit create. As you can see, this is our new canvas. We can move with our canvas by holding the space bar in our keyboard. So first of all, let's go and make a new layer, and let's make the color of our background. So as you can see, this is the main palette that I used. As you know, if you want to create your own environment, you have to make your own color palette. I used this this blue and purplish, the pink, reddish colors. And of course, you can use so many different colors. You don't have to follow my own colors. You can follow the same steps, but with your own colors. With this, I recommend you understand the color theory and you understand the color wheel and understand it very well. So for me, I used this blue and purple colors, and for the background, I used this grayish blue color. So if I choose it with holding the eye, which is the eyedropper tool, I can select this color, and as you can see, this is the main color. And by the way, if you don't have this color window, you can go to Windows, and as you can see, just choose color. So for me, you can choose this color. You can of course choose on your own. I will not put the color, so you don't have to copy it. I want you to choose the color by yourself and your eye. I want you to understand the colors. So as you can see, you can put it right here or right here as you want, like you want. For me, I used this color, which is right here between this dark and lighter blue and in the gray section. I want you to follow me. So let's go to our canvas, and as we created a new layer, let's go to the, as you can see here, the gradient tool, which is the letter G. Let's hold it, let's press it, and let's hold it with the mouse, and you can click the shift key to make it in one direction. And as you can see, this is how to create a gradient, but we don't want a gradient, we want a full color. So let's undo that by clicking Ctrl Z, and let's put it here in the top of our canvas. And as you can see, this will create our color for the background. So this is our background, and let's now go to let's make a new layer and let's make our first buildings. So for that I will use the rectangle tool, which is the letter U. Let's choose it with the color that I will choose. So this is our color, and let's go to the color, which is the this main background, but we don't want the background. Let's make it a bit lighter, just like that. And let's hit OK, and now let's make our first rectangle, as you can see here. And let's understand together how this buildings are built. So it's basically just rectangles. Let's just copy it by holding the Alt key and move it, and it will make a copy for you. Let's just release the button for our mouse, and as you can see, this is the another rectangle, as you can see here. We can make it with many different shapes. Let's go and make this the third one, and let's hold Alt again and make another one just like that. Okay, so this is our first building. You can put it you can make it like that, and you can let's make another fifth one. Let's hold Alt and put it in the side, and now let's make this fourth ones just together. We can choose, you can select them by holding the bottom one and the top one, and hold the Shift key, and you will select them all, and right click and click convert to smart object, which they are the four rectangles together. And now let's hit the added layer mask tool, and as you can see here, we can now delete from this layer. Let's click the letter L, which is the polygon lasso tool. You can right click it, and you will have the lasso tool here. No, we want the second one. And now let's make some deletion for our buildings. We can, for example, delete this one. We can just click it like that and hit delete. Okay, we can also click Ctrl D to deselect it, and we can make a selection just like that here with the rectangle mask tool with the letter M, and I want to make a selection, for example, like that, excuse me, and delete it. Okay, many different ideas you can make to make your own buildings. As you can see here, you can make different type of deletions, as you can see, but you don't have to make so many details, because this is the layer and the background that you won't see it very much. Okay, let's click it now to select the layer, and let's make it a smart object again, so we don't have any problems. So this is the first layer of backgrounds. It is very simple. You can add as many details as you want. And now let's create another second one, so we can use two different background layers. Let's again click Alt to make another copy, and you can make many different ideas for the buildings. As you can see here, you can make, for example, 5 ones as you want, just like that. And let's now make it all a smart object by holding the Shift key again and make a smart object, and this is a building alone. Let's go again and make the mask tool, and we can for example again delete this one right here. You can delete small one like that. We can make another one here. You can make a small one, for example, like that. Why not? You can make a small one here. You can make like that, and many different ideas as you like. We can delete this one also. you can make it also like that. As you can see, it is another different look, but not that complicated. And now we have two different buildings that we can use for our game. Okay, so we can just, for example, make another different ones like that, and make a big level just with only two different types. Okay, you don't have to make 10 different layers. No, you just have to make 2 or 3 different layers, just like that. Okay, so now let's delete it. Let's delete this. And now this is the first layer for our environment of buildings. Now let's make a different one, make it a little bit bigger, just like those. Okay, so we have to make the same techniques, but first let's hide these two, and now let's make another layer and repeat the same process. Okay, and make the rectangle a bit bigger. Okay, but now we have to make it a little bit wider. So for example, let's see, for example, this one. Now this one, we want it to be not the same color. We want this new one to be a bit brighter. So let's double click here, and as you can see, this is the color. Let's make it a bit brighter. Okay, let's now hide this old one, and this is the new one, and let's repeat the same process. Okay, we can, for example, make this one here, right there, and for example, just like that. Okay, let's again do another fifth one here, but as you can see, this fifth one, let's go and put it on the top, and now let's select the other 4 and make it a smart object, and let's delete again. So for me, let's make something like that, delete it, and we can make this small deletion and make it a bit nicer. Okay, so for me, I can make this also. Okay, you can make different ones. Let's make this new big cut here. Okay, and let's make the same detail cut here, and you can add it, for example, let's add it a new layer here, and let's go here and let's choose the same color as this one, and let's add it a new one, just like that. Okay, why not? So this is the first one. Let's select it both and convert to smart object. So this is the first building. As you can see, you can add some different lights into it. Let me show you. So let's select the this one, and for example, first of all, let's just choose the pink color, which is just right there between the pink and the red, and in the top one. Okay, and let's select our layer, and we can just make some, for example, some windows that have some lights, or I don't know, as you can see, but we don't have to make it a bit that bright. We can select the opacity and make it a little bit on the 50%, just like that. Okay, you can add so many more. You can add some here by holding the Alt key. Okay, and you can select it all and convert to a smart object, as you can see here. Now let's make our second building. So hold the Alt key again, and as you can see, this is the second one with many different layers. Okay, let's select them all, and as you can see, this is our building. Let's go to the mask and let's make a big deletion here. Why not? And let's repeat the same process over here. Okay, and we can add it a small one here with this same color. Okay, let's add a second one here by holding Alt. As you can see, you can make it, let's move it a bit to the left by clicking the left arrows in your keyboard. Let's select this one also and move it. As you can see, just a small detail. Let's click the mask again here, and let's make some deletions. As you can see, let's click again here and make this okay. Let's make something like that here. Let's make a small cut just like that. Why not? As you can see, many different ideas. We can make, for example, put a rectangle here. Let's click just like that and make it here. Why not? Let's move it a little bit to the right, and let's select our mask tool again here and make this deletion. Okay, and let's delete just like that. And as you can see, it's another different building. Why not? And let's add some glowing windows. Okay, so we can just choose our pink color again and make it just like that, for example, and double click it, and let's go here to the outer glow, and we can choose the same color just like that. You can make it color dodge or normal. Okay, and you can make the spread a little bit down and make it just like that. We can make also control the range. We don't want it to be glowing that much. Okay, we can click OK here and make the opacity a little bit lighter. Okay, and now let's click Alt and Shift to make it just a bit to the down, and you can make another one here, maybe two ones here, maybe one here. Why not? We can make another one here, just like that. Okay, you can add it as many windows as you want. It's your game. You can make it as prettier as you like. So let's we can, as you can see here, we have too many different layers. So let's select the top one and hold the Shift key and select our layer and click, not here but here, convert to smart object, and as you can see, this is our second layer. So let's put them together now. Let's undo the hiding of the other ones, and as you can see, it will be something like that in our game. Okay, you can make them also a bit, you can control the opacity, you can control it here in Photoshop, but also you can control it in your game engine, whether it's Unity, Godot or Unreal, as you like. And you can make it somewhat, for example, fade just like that, and some ones with more fade or more opacity. Okay, you can make it more fade-ish, and you can have 3 layers. Okay, it's a smart move, why not? Okay, let's make it to the 100%. And as you can see, this is our building layers that we will use in this environment. You can make many different ideas as you like. You can add many different details and cuts and deletes and make your buildings smaller or bigger as you want. Okay, so this is the end of this first part, and now we will go and create the main ground. Okay, now after we completed the main buildings for our background, we can move to making the main ground that the character can walk on. So let's go and add a new layer, and let's make a new rectangular tool, and let's make a rectangle just like that. Okay, so this is the main ground, but we want to change the color. So let's go here, and I will choose this color, which is the same. Yes, so it will be here. As you can see, you can choose it and make it with your own. And now let's add a new color on the top, which is the pink reddish one. So double click on it, and let's add a new inner shadow. As you can see here, make sure to choose the blend mode to normal, opacity 100%, and the angle is 90, so it can be on the top. And uncheck the use global light if you check it. We can make the distance to 10 or more. I prefer maybe 15, something like that. Okay, and let's hit OK. So this is the main ground. I know it doesn't look like a ground. I make it very tall so you can use it in your game, but in your game it will be appear something like this. Okay, so if you have, for example, a taller for example, grounds, etc., next each other, it will not be cutted from the bottom. From the bottom, it will be very tall. Okay, so this is a added space just for safety. Okay, let's delete this and let's make it here again. And now let's add it. Let's make it, for example, first of all, a smart object. So right click on it and convert to smart object. And let's add a new layer, and let's make a new rectangle tool with the pink, and let's make another line here, but a bit smaller, something like that. Okay, and now let's make it it belongs to the main ground. So with clicking the new rectangle, let's hold Alt, and by holding Alt and move your mouse here, this new box will appear, and you can click it, and it will be a child of the main ground. Okay, so it will be something like that. You can move it as you want. So it's just for making the ground more beautiful. Okay, now we can add a new layer here, and let's make it also a child again, and let's choose the rectangular marquee tool to make a selection, and let's make this selection something like that. Okay, and let's choose a darker color from here. Let's choose something dark like that, and let's now go to the gradient tool, which is the letter G, and let's make an gradient like that. We can hold the shift to make it with one line, as you can see here, and let's make something like that. We can now click Ctrl D to deselect it, and as you can see, this is our main ground. We can now select them all by holding the shift key, as you can see here, and convert it to smart object. So in your game you can just make it something like that, and you can add it more of it just like that to make it a normal ground. But in your game engine, you just need one ground, as you can see here. And for example, in Unity, you can make the type of this ground tiled, which is mean that if I click Ctrl T here, Unity will make it something like that when you change it and make it a full ground. Okay, you don't have to make and repeat with this process. This is a wrong process and it will take so much time. Okay, so we need just one ground. But if you noticed, if I click Ctrl T to make some changes, we have this empty space here, which is for the selection. So let's delete it. Let's undo this and let's enter our smart object here. And as you can see, this is the space of our selection. So let's go here to image, trim here, and make sure it's transparent pixels and click OK. Just like that. And click Ctrl S to save this object, and it will be saved here as well. So if we can click Ctrl T, it's just this ground without any empty space. We can close it. And now this is our first ground. We can double click on it and name it ground. And now I want to add some stairs. So let's make a new layer and let's go here and make sure to choose the same color. Okay. And now let's make some stairs. We can make it something like that. We can make it the same size from here to here. So let's make it something like this. We can zoom in by clicking the Z key and zoom in. Okay, we can zoom it again. And it will be something like that. Okay, now let's add the same process. Let's double click on it and add this inner shadow so we can make it the same as you can see here. But now let's make it converted to smart object, and let me zoom again. And now let's make copies of it. So we can hold the Alt key as I taught you. And as you can see, we can move it just like that. Okay. So we have, for example, we can make it like that. And now let's hold Alt again and make sure it's, as you can see here, we have the same mathematics, as you can see here, to make it the same angle and position. Okay. And you can click Alt again and again to make the same copy of our ground. Okay. You don't have to make it so perfect, but try to make it the same. Okay. I noticed that it's not the same here like here, so let me change it a bit. Okay, it's not very perfect, but you can spend your time on it. Now let's select them all by holding the Shift key, and let's make them a smart object, as you can see here. Okay, let me zoom in again, and now let's make a new layer, and let's make the ground. Okay, the rectangle tool, let's make it the same here, but let's just make it taller. Okay, let's move it behind our stairs so we can see them. As you can see here, we can click Ctrl T to make it a bit bigger, just like that. Okay, and now let's make a cut of it. So this is the mask tool again, but let me make the opacity a bit down it like that, so we can cut from it. So let's click the LT, which is the polygon lasso tool, and we can just make a selection like this, and let's delete this top one. Okay, let's delete it, Control D to deselect it. Let's click it again and make the opacity 100%. And as you can see, this is the stairs, so we made it a bit taller, just same like the ground. And now let's click them both, select them both, and convert it to smart object. As you can see here, we can now add the same shadow effect here. So let's add a new layer, hold Alt to make it a child, and let's click L, and let's make our selection here just like that, as you can see. Okay, and we are already selecting our main color. If you didn't select it, just make sure it's right there. And let's just, with the G, which is the gradient tool, let's make some gradient just like that. Okay, we can make it a bit more darker, just like this. Okay, you can make it as you like. Let's select them both and convert it to a smart object, and it will be something like this. Okay, I know it's not very much the same. You can select this one and make it a bit to the down, so we can make this. Click Ctrl S to select it, and as you can see, it's almost the same. You can choose the normal here and make it, for example, multiple. It will be a bit darker. Let's see that. Ctrl S to select it, and as you can see, it's not very much the same, but we can make the opacity a bit down, and you can experiment with it to make it the same as this one. Okay, so this is our assets for now. We can just make them just like that, and as I said, the ground, it will be something like this. We can select it and copy it now, just to show how it will look, something like this. Okay, in your game. And now we can add it some final touch, which is some glow from the ground to the top. Okay, so just for now, let's select them both, and I will be moving it a bit to the bottom. Okay, just for me to see them. Let's close this, and let's make a new layer. Let's select this color with holding the letter I, which is the eyedropper tool, and select the pink one. Okay, now let's make a selection by clicking the M key, which is the rectangular marquee tool, and let's make a selection something like this. Okay, and now let's hold G, which is the gradient tool, and hold Shift to make it one line, and it will be something like that. Okay, you can experiment with it to make it something beautiful. And now this is our layer. We can put it a bit to behind them, and as you can see, it will be something like this. It's very beautiful. You can, of course, decrease the opacity here in Photoshop or in your game engine, and it will be something beautiful like this or like this. And the player will move just like that, and he will see the buildings behind. Of course, you can make the buildings with decrease their opacity and make them a bit smaller, of course, with many different settings as you like. Okay, so this is the lecture of the main grounds. It's now completed, and let's move forward to the next one. Thank you for finishing this free part from the full course. I hope you learned a lot, and if you want to complete making and learning more about 2D game environments, you can check out the full course on Udemy with a discounted code from the description.